Today's set review focuses on the birds and the beasts. Support cards for some Hawkmon cards, Leomon, Merukimon, and Leopardmon X. Heavyleomon is actually one of the better Leomon variants that made some waves in Japan. But enough talk, let's check out these new cards. There are 3 baby Digimon to talk about today. The first being Nyaromon. This Digimon has an all turns while this Digimon is suspended, it gets plus 1000 DP. I'm liking it for the fact that DP buffs are no longer conditional on digivolving or being a specific archetype. In addition, the ability to be buffed on all turns is always powerful in my mind. While Freemon, the other green baby Digimon, has a when attacking once per turn effect that draws you a card if this Digimon has Leomon in its name. Wait, you're telling me that after Koromon, Sumemon, and Gigimon, that Leomon is the next Digimon to have an archetype-specific egg that can draw a card when attacking? I'm honestly surprised we didn't see one for Sunomon, Demivemon, or Dorimon. Archetype-specific eggs that can draw cards are very powerful, and with Leomon decks that can potentially play out more Leomon X or Panyamon X, you might lose the egg after deletion, but you'll keep a body on board. The last beast-related egg for this video is going to be Tokomon, with the simple inheritable of on deletion, if it's your opponent's turn, draw 1. These newer black cards have me confused with why you specifically need to have it be your opponent's turn. Purple in general is like, oh, I got deleted? Doesn't matter the turn, I get my effect. Because of this, out of the 3 eggs, Tokomon in my mind is arguably the weakest. Liamon is a yellow-green level 3 Digimon that digivolves for 1 from a green or yellow level 2 generically. But from Freemon, the cost is 0. This Digimon is the first searcher for Leomon decks, that searches your security stack on play. You may add a Leomon Digimon, then recover 1. Its inheritable effect plays to the memes of Leomon that on deletion, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. A searcher that can find potentially any Leomon of any color, the X variants and Panyamon? Unfortunately, you can't digivolve into any of your old blue ones, but still, a decent upgrade. With Kudamon, this Digimon has an on-play effect that if there are 6 or fewer security cards between both you and your opponent, you may play 1 yellow tamer card from your hand without paying the cost. Kudamon adds more to potentially yellow hybrid, maybe even Shine Greymon and Kentorosmon decks. But for a 4-play cost, is it worth it? Its inheritable follows the same conditions of 6 or fewer security stacks, but triggers a when attacking effect that reduces your opponent's Digimon by 2000 DP. Overall, it's alright. Grapleomon is interesting in that when it attacks, by trashing the top card of your security stack, the next time one of your Digimon digivolves, reduce the digivolution cost by 2. It doesn't have to necessarily be this stack, it could be another. The question is, how does this Digimon survive if it's the only one in play? The answer goes back to BT13 Nyaromon. When a card is removed from your security stack, one of your Digimon gains jamming. Now just hope there isn't an option card that deletes it. The inheritable is identical to that of Kudamon. Liamon digivolves from liollmon or elecmon for a cost of 2, but normally would cost 3 from any green or yellow level 3. When attacking, this Digimon may digivolve into a card with Leomon in its name in your hand. When it would digivolve by this effect, reduce the digivolution cost by 1. Conveniently, this Digimon is also treated as having Leomon in its name, differing from its first printing. And like Liollmon, the same inheritable. Chironmon has a when digivolving effect, that by trashing the top card of your security stack, unsuspend this Digimon. While there are a slew of effects that can trigger if they're trashed in Kentorosmon decks, I'm not sure how comfortable I would be sacrificing 1 security for Grapleomon's effect to reduce Chironmon's digivolution by 2, then trashing another card off the top for an unsuspend. Seems risky, right? But the inheritable if you get there when attacking once per turn if there are 6 or fewer security cards in total between both players in the security stack, you may place 1 yellow card from your hand on top of the security. A neat way to guarantee specific option cards, or even security Digimon. Loader Leomon follows the same line of most multicolored Digimon. 4 from either of its base colors, or a special Digivolution cost of 3 from its Digivolution line. This one again, being Leomon. This Digimon also has Indomitable, making it so that if this Digimon would be deleted while it has Digivolution cards, play it without paying the cost. On play, and when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP. So if you Digivolve into this Digimon, that's minus 3000 DP. And say you attack, and it gets deleted. Indomitable kicks in, and does another minus 3000 damage. That's enough to remove most level 4 Digimon. And the Inheritable gives you blocker if this Digimon has Leomon in its name. Fairly easy if you're going into Saber-Leomon, Bancholeomon, or Heavyleomon. Mitamamon is the God Beast Digimon and the first level 6 to review over in this video. And honestly, this card is mad powerful. When Digivolving and when attacking, by trashing the top card of your security stack, you may play one level 4 or lower yellow card from your hand without paying the cost. Then the Digimon played by this effect gains Rush for the turn. If your security is at a certain threshold, Bulkmon might be a contender for bashing into security. But this also gives your yellow Digimon Barrier, meaning if the Digimon would be deleted in battle, you may trash the top card of your security stack to prevent that deletion. Lastly, this can prevent your opponent from checking security, mainly because opponent's turn, all of your opponent's Digimon with level equal or more than the total cards in both security stack gain security attack minus 2. So between you and your opponent, if you have 3 security together, all their level 3 Digimon or higher gain security attack minus 2. At this point, removing Mitamamon would be your only way to get through. But now it's time to get into the waters with bancholeomon. This Digimon digivolves for 4 from a green or yellow level 5 Digimon or from a level 5 Digimon with Leomon in its name for 3 memory. If you would play this card from hand, if there are 6 or fewer total security in both players' security stacks, reduce the cost by 5. On play, and when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. All turns, once per turn, when a Digimon becomes suspended, you may give one of your opponent's Digimon minus 4000 DP and security attack minus 1 until the end of your opponent's turn. If you can mitigate how many Digimon your opponent has, they'll need more than one Digimon if they plan on doing any real damage. Because frankly, the on-play effect doesn't seem viable to me, at least for now. Interestingly, Hawkmon serves as a Digimon for both the Birds and the Leomon family. On play, reveal the top 3 cards and add all Digimon with Indomitable among them to your hand. Considering Hawkmon's members and grapleomon and heavyleomon are also Digimon with Indomitable, it kinda works. As for aquilamon, this Digimon has Indomitable and a decent Inheritable that gives plus 1000 DP on all turns, while this Digimon is suspended. Frankly, I find it amusing cards like Agumon, Greymon, Garudamon have all turns plus 1000 DP regardless of position. But unless you're the face of the game, you get a little bit more criteria to make it work. Garudamon has an identical Inheritable and also has Indomitable. But on play and when Digivolving, you get to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon. Meaning if Aquilamon attacked and managed to not get deleted, you could Digivolve into Garudamon, and because Aquilamon is now suspended, suspend a Digimon with 8000 DP or less. If Garudamon is deleted, it would return and then suspend a Digimon with 7000 DP or less. With Merukimon, the on-play and when Digivolving effects continue, because it also has Indomitable. Although it's a generic Digivolve from any green level 5 or 4 memory, this Digimon reveals the top card of your deck. If that card is a level 5 or lower Digimon with Indomitable, you get to play it without paying the memory cost. Regardless, if it's not, you get to add it to your hand. Lastly, your turn, all of your Digimon with Indomitable and no Digivolution cards gain Rush. Leopardmon X is another Royal Knight Digimon that gets an X antibody form. This Digimon digivolves for 4 or from a Leopardmon Digimon without the X antibody trait for a cost of 1. Meaning you can't do it self basically. When Digivolving and main, once per turn you may play one green Digimon card from your hand for the cost. When it would be played by this effect, reduce the play cost by 4. If a card with Leopardmon or X antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, further reduce it by 3, for a grand total of a 7 cost reduction. And yes, floodgates like Solarmon, Chikuriamon, and Psychmon do stop this. But its last effect is your turn once per turn when you play a Digimon. you may return one of your opponent's Digimon with 5000 DP or less to the hand. For each of your other Digimon, increase the threshold by 3000 DP. Basically, wider board means returning a bigger body. But now it's time for the Canon Leomon line. Elecmon debuts as a green-black Digimon that costs 1 from a green or black level 2, but it's free if you Digivolve from specifically free Mon. Since you know, this level 2 can draw a card if the Digimon has Leomon in its name. This is one of the few other Digimon that reveals the top 5, not 3, not 4, but 5 cards off the top of the deck, and adds 1 card with Leomon in its name to your hand before placing the rest on the bottom. It's inheritable on deletion. De-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Hey, that's pretty good considering if you can delete Leomon, you could get rid of an ace Digimon, which means overflow. I wish you got to add 2 cards, but with an inheritable effect like that, I can see why. As for Leomon, this Digimon Digivolves for 3 from a green or black level 3, meaning if you were to include Hawkmon in the deck, it would cost the 3. But luckily with training cards, you can utilize them to make the Leomon cost 1. But from elecmon or liollmon, the cost is 2. When attacking, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Leomon in its name in your hand. When it would Digivolve by this effect, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. This does not ignore Digivolution requirements, so unlike BT14, this only lets you Digivolve into level 5. And like elecmon, the same inheritable effect. For grapleomon, this Digimon Digivolves from a Digimon with Leomon in its name for 3 or 4 generically. Again, with training option cards, I feel like these Digivolution costs aren't as bad. This Digimon has Indomitable, so if your Digimon is deleted with Leomon and elecmon in the inheritables, you get the De-Digivolve twice, and then play this Digimon. On play, and when Digivolving, this Digimon returns one of your opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP or less to the bottom of the deck. Convenient. To De-Digivolve, then send the Digimon to the bottom. This is actually decent removal, assuming you can De-Digivolve because the Digimon isn't bounced to hand, nor is it suspended or unable to unsuspend. It's literally bottom decked. Its inheritable is simply piercing, while this Digimon has Leomon in its name. Okay, I'm getting a sense of deja vu here. But the best level 6 from what I've been hearing in Japan is heavyleomon. This Digimon Digivolves for 5 from a green or black level 5, or a level 5 Digimon with Leomon in its name for a cost of 4. Again, indomitable. When Digivolving and on deletion, this Digimon De-Digivolves one of your opponent's Digimon, then returns one of your opponent's Digimon with 6000 DP or less to the bottom of the deck. End of attack. Once per turn, return one of your opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP or less to the bottom of the deck. If no Digimon was returned, unsuspend this Digimon. That's a lot to unload, but considering this Digimon is machine, you could put another tamer and utilize it with this Digimon. And lastly, Flashy Boss Punch. God, I hope that's not really the name of the card. It's an 8 cost yellow-green option card that while you have a Digimon with Leomon or Bancho in its name, you may play this card without meeting the color requirements. Main. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 12,000 DP for the turn. Then one of your Digimon with Leomon or Bancho in its name may attack. Alright, I'm seriously getting a sense of deja vu. Its security effect simply suspends one of your opponent's Digimon, and one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 12,000 DP for the turn. I like that Bandai is introducing more option cards for other colors that can be dual removal. Honestly, I can't wait to try out this deck. While Indomitable may be a powerful effect, with so many source strip cards, especially with the return of Tamihime, Indomitable may find itself not performing as well as it did in Japan. But you have to admit, cards like Merukimon being able to swarm the board with green Digimon, that if they get deleted in security, makes for an interesting green aggro deck. Leopardmon X adds to this, but what interests me about the birds and the beast support cards are that Tribal Leomon is really fleshed out now, having a level 2 that can draw cards, and a lot of Leomon specific effects. Which cards did you like the most, and will you be going bancholeomon, merukimon, Leopardmon X, heavyleomon, or a combination of these cards? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you on the last set review video tomorrow. This is DIGI-PANDA, logging out.